Now, what we're going to be doing today is an experiment using white wine vinegar. And I promise you this is white wine vinegar in here. I did have a new bottle, a glass bottle actually. Didn't think they come in glass anymore. But unfortunately, I dropped it on my floor. And my floor is concrete, most of it. And it shattered everywhere. So for 2 whole days, my resin studio stank of vinegar. So I've had the extractor fan on and my air purifier on. Really just get rid of the smell. Fortunately, I sealed the floor so it's all nice and clean now and it didn't soak in. This is what I use for pickle mixed with salt on my other channel when I make things out of copper and that sort of thing to clean them up with. This is white vinegar and I'm going to show you what it does in resin. I want to see if it will duplicate because I've already tried this once and it works so well. Now I want to see if I can duplicate that effect here. And if I can duplicate it, then I think you're going to be really impressed with it, what it does. For this experiment, I'm going to be using the opaque colours by Let's Resin. The reason I'm using these ones as opposed to the ones by Tea Expert is because these are a lot thinner. They give a different effect. These are too heavy for what I'm going to do. Now I'm going to be using the Crystal Clear by Tea Expert resin. It's a 1-to-1 resin. It cures really well at room temperature. It takes about 24 hours to fully cure unless you put it in a curing box. I love this as it is lovely and clear, and we're going to have some clear bits in. The other great thing about this resin is it's a brilliant price for the amount that you get. So I've chosen the colours that I'm going to be using. I'm going to be using a little bit of black, some white, watermelon red, light purple, and fluorescent yellow. Now these colours do need a really good shake, especially if they've been sitting for a while. These aren't alcohol inks, they are pigments. And there is a big difference because these don't contain any alcohol. So now I've got my resin mixed up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pour some in this mould. Now, this is the one I'm going to be using without the vinegar, and this is the one with the vinegar. I don't want to fill these moulds right up because I want to leave some space for the resin that I'm going to put in them in a minute with the colour in. This square one, unfortunately, the little knob that makes the hole has come out. So we're going to have one without a little hole in, but that's okay. And then once we've got those in there, I'm going to let them settle for a minute because I didn't put this in my Airless Pro for some reason. I don't know why I didn't do that, but I've already started pouring the resin now and I'm not going to be taking it out of this mold because it's far too messy. Now with these, I'm going to put a little bit in, probably about halfway full for each one. That is going to be more than enough colour. I've got 5 colours, so I need 5 of these done separately. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. Oh, that's good, I can count. I do love to have an experiment. A lot of my videos going back 5 or 6 years I've been experimenting. And it's so nice now to see new resin channels coming up who are also experimenting in different ways or using some of my old experiments and adapting them. It is lovely to see. So these are the ones that are going to be without the vinegar and these are the ones that are going to be with the white vinegar. And I'm going to put exactly the same amount of colour in each one. So for this one, the white, 3, 4, 5, 6 drops. Give that a mix in. I'm going to put a bit more in that one. 7, 8, 9, 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I've got the same amount in each one. Give that a really good mix in. And now I'm going to go ahead with the same ones. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 drops of the yellow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 drops of yellow. And we can check and see if that's deep enough colour. Yeah, that's opaque enough. So 7 drops of the yellow. I mean, you might find you need more drops or less drops. For the purple, I'm doing 7 drops. It needs a couple more in there. I think 3 more in each one. That looks blue to me, but there you go. Colourblind. Colourblind fool. Now the black, I think I'm only going to need about 4 drops. Yeah, that's plenty. I like black in something and white because I think it gives a contrast to the other colours that you're using. It makes them pop a little bit more. Well, it certainly does for me anyway. And then for the red, I'm doing 7, but I do sometimes find that the red needs a little bit extra. But we will see. Oh no, it's okay. And now we need to put the vinegar into here. So I'm just going to take the little vinegar shaky thing off. And now I'm going to fill up a pipette and I'm going to put 4 drops in each one. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now I'm going to give that a mix in for all of them. And now I'm going to put another 3 drops in each of them. The reason I've mixed it in is because I want to make sure it's fully mixed in. There we go. So that's all that done. And I'm just going to give them another mix. And they're all lovely and mixed in now. And what I can do is start to pour my colours. And before I do that, what I'm going to do is quickly go over everything with a long neck lighter and burn off any bubbles that have come up to the top. And now I can start dropping my colours in, and I'm going to try and stick to the same colours for each one. All I'm doing is dropping my colours in like this. Oh, nearly put the wrong one in there. Oh, what a numpty I am. So I'm going to carry on, and I'm going to finish off all these in the same way. So the same pattern in each one. So that's all of them done. Now I've got a bit of resin left over with these. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do really some like dirty pours with them to see what happens. I don't want to waste it. And I'm going to try and do the same for each one. So now I've got those done. I'm going to leave them for about 5 minutes before I do anything else to them. Clean up my little area here so I don't keep putting my arm in my resin, because I was so messy. And now I've got all those full. What I'm going to do is pop some vinegar over the top of these like this. And as you can see, it makes like a little white dot. I'm not sure if that's showing up on the camera. There we go. And now I'm going to leave them. Oh, I haven't done these ones. Oh, for goodness sake. I'm going to go down where the 2 colours meet on this one. There we go, that should be enough. And now I'm going to leave them for about 5 minutes. So can you see where I put the vinegar in? It kind of makes this really white, translucent-y colour all the way through. It doesn't do it when you mix it with your actual colours, because obviously the colour's overpowering it. But neat vinegar does that, and I love it. These have had now 5 minutes. And what I'm going to do is start to play with them. I'm using a little pick here that I've pinched the end off. I'm not going all the way down to the bottom, because I don't want to scratch me mould, but I'm doing the same type of pattern in it. This one, all I want to do is this type of pattern in it. There we are. And same for this one, for a second time. This one I wanted to do a spiral pattern on, the one with the dots. I'm going round and round through the dots. And same for this one, round and round. And this one, I wanted to leave this bit here in as a negative space a little bit more, but obviously it's not going to on this one as much, so I've changed my mind. What I'm going to do is just go up and down through them like that, and then just go back. This one, all I'm doing is I'm going up and I'm going down. And now we can leave them to cure. We can definitely see there's a big difference in them already, but it's when they're cured, I think that's when we're going to really appreciate what's been going on. And because we've used vinegar, vinegar's not flammable, we can go over these with a long neck lighter if we wish to knock out any bubbles that we've mixed in there. There we go, that'll do. And now we can go ahead and leave these to cure up. Well, these are all cured now, and what I need to do is firstly take out the ones without any of the vinegar in, because this mould's getting a bit past it and it's a very dull mould. So I need to quickly just polish these up, because if not, you're not going to be able to see. These ones are going to be really shiny and these ones aren't. So all I'm going to do is give them a quick polish first to make it fair, using my Let's Resin polishing machine. I use this so much more than I thought I ever would. And I like to use a plastic polish on it. I'll link it in the description below. It's a really good plastic polish and gives a great effect. And you don't take long to get anything polished up. Bit like that on the wheel. Turn it on. And then just give it a quick polish. Doesn't need sanding because there's nothing to sand away. It's just where the mould is dull. Look how lovely and shiny that is. The difference on that. I'll do half of that one so you can see. Look at the difference. Can you see the difference? That's the half I've polished, and that's the half that I haven't polished. So I'll carry on do that, and then we can look at the other ones. So they've all polished up really nicely now. These ones are already shiny, because I haven't used this mould very much. Put these above them, and you can already start to see the difference in it. Now, it's a subtle difference. The more vinegar you add, the more difference it's going to be. I think they've come out really pretty. All of them actually have come out really pretty. What the vinegar does is it gives it more of a wispy look to it, and you can see that quite well in this one. So that's the vinegar one, and it's a lot more wispy than the one without the vinegar, and it sits in there without coming right to this bit of the mold. Again, the same with that one. That is the vinegar one. That is the one without the vinegar. That's a lot sharper. That is more wispy. I actually prefer the one without the vinegar for that one. It allowed it to spread through this colour much more and give a much more wispy effect. And the same for this one as well. I love the circle one, how that's come out. Again, you can see a lot more wispy in there than it is in there. It's softer. That's maybe what I'm looking for. I love this pattern though. It looks really good. Come out really well. It's a great technique. That one's quite firm, where again, that one's a lot wispier coming through. That one's pretty. I think that's really, really pretty. I like that one better than I like that one, actually, in this one. So I like the non-vinegar one, again, much more than I like the vinegar one. But I like the vinegar one more in this one. And that one, certainly that one. Oh, and this one, without a doubt. It really has encouraged those colours to move around. Almost like, I think that looks quite fiery, to be honest. And again, it's gone down deeper, but not right to the front. It's more evenly positioned all the way through. So vinegar does work. It gives a different effect. I had to try it out because it was there. It's a great technique to give you some wonderful softer patterns. I think you get some great results with it. Experiment with it. Different amounts of vinegar to different amounts of colour. I think you'll have a lot of fun. Hope you've enjoyed this video as much as I have. Be sure to check out the video that I've got coming up next. Boot that like button, hit that subscribe button, but most of all, enjoy your resin. Take care. Bye.